In this video, I'll create an orthographic drawing of this object here. It has this circular feature. That's what I want to really demonstrate for you. Okay, we have to decide about a front view. I will use this as the front view. There's obviously some other options there, but let's just use that side right there as the front view. I've got my layer properties all set up with line types and line weights and colors and so forth. So I'm going to start with the construction line. Oops, I guess my construction line layer was off. Try that again. Okay, so that's 3.5. I'm just going to draw something maybe about, I don't know, 10 inches long or something. Again, it's just going to be a starting point there. Okay, so if I use that as the length, that's 3.5, so I can offset 3.5, and that's 0.7 tall, and the back is 0.7 wide, and then this total height here, from there to there, we'll have to do a little bit of math. We know this radius is 1 inch, that means from the outside to the center is 1 inch, from there to there is 1.55, from there to there is 0.7. So if you add all that up, you have, let's see, 1 plus 1.55 is 2.55 plus 0.7. That's 3.25. So my final offset there, not my final, but my next offset there will be 3.25. Oops. .25, enter, enter. All right, let's switch over to my 0 layer. And I'm just going to develop the outline of this part. Now, this might give you a little bit of heartburn at first, like how can that be rounded off? But it looks flat because from that view, when you're looking at the part that way, you can't see the curvature of it. That's the way orthographics work. You can only see a circle when you're looking directly at it. It's just like looking at the side of a hole. Okay, so now we are going to have to locate that hole. Let's go to our right side view and then we'll come back. It's a lot easier to draw a circle and then project lines. Let's go back to our construction layer. Let's offset. Yeah, that's too much space. Let's just leave 2 inches between. Offset 2, enter, and offset 2, enter. I know this part is 2 inches wide. Seems to be a theme sometimes. Okay, so this is the space that my right side view will occupy. This is the space my top view will occupy. I will put a miter line on there, and let's go back to our 0 layer. So the right side view. So obviously, looking at the right side, I'm going to see that. Now I can't see this. This is just an edge when I'm looking directly at this side. And I will see this face right here, which is round. I'll get to that in a second. So if I start like this, it's kind of a good starting point. Again, think about that face, and it's going to have a hole, but it's rounded off. So there's a couple ways I can get it. I can draw a semicircle there, and then I can trim it off, or I can just fillet the thing using the fillet command. And either way, so if I remember, you have to hit R, enter. The radius is 1, enter, and then I can radius those corners. The other thing would be to just draw a circle and then trim it away. Okay, and now I have that 0.85 diameter hole in there. So let's go to my circle tool. Now if I bring my cursor there, don't click on it. It'll identify the center point, and then I can just put in that value. So that's what my right side view looks like. Again, I see this surface here and this surface. I don't see that, just like I don't see the side when I'm looking at this view. I'm looking this way into the part. Go back to my construction layer. I'll project over the bottom. from. And again, I always go past the line just to eliminate any problems with it trying to grab onto other things. Let's switch over to our hidden layer. I got my hidden layer blue. Let me go back to my layer tool. I'm gonna make hidden something different. Let's use that magenta just to keep everything separate. Okay. And I'll need a center line through there. Remember, the center line extends out beyond the edge of the part, so I'll do an offset here. Let's try 0.5. It has to do with the scale of the part. It would look silly to have a center line that extends too far out, so I did a 1/2 inch offset because this part is like 0.7 thick. There's a little bit of a, there's no exactly right value for that. You'll know if it's too long, or I'll tell you if it's too long. Kind of get used to that. I just want to erase these so I can see what I do have. Okay, so now we know that those lines aren't going to be there. Those are construction lines. But that's what my right side looks like. Again, I see this part. Now this does become an arc, but I can't tell. All I can see is the top of it. There's my right, or that's my front, that's my right side. I can also put, or I should put a center mark on there. Now let's look at the top view. So top view, I'm looking down on, I would definitely see this big rectangle here. Oops, I should put another projection line on there. Right, so that's that surface there. I'm looking straight down on it. Now, again, when I'm looking at this, it's curved, but you can't tell. All you're going to really see is the side. So this side and the back side, this is going to look like a rectangle from this point of view. Now, I could actually draw these without the breaks, but I'm just trying to demonstrate as we go. That's what I'm going to see. But I am also going to see when I look down on this, just like I see this hole here, I'm going to see it from the side. It's going to be hidden lines and center lines. To locate that, I'm just going to use my construction line, project a line up, go past the miter line, and then project a line over past that line. And now I know that I'm going to have hidden lines and center lines. I can do projection lines up and over for those, or I can just copy this one. It's much, much easier. Since I already have the whole thing, so draw a window around that, hit enter. My starting point would be that intersection. My ending point will be there, hit escape, rather than reconstructing those. And that's going to be the top view. So if I come in here, turn off my construction layer, that's going to be my isometric. So maybe a little surprising because when you look at this, like, I can't tell that that's curved. Well, you're right. That's why I have my right side view to show me that. Just like this view, I can't tell that that's curved, but I can see that. And now I have good space for calling out my dimensions. Now, the way you want to call this out is, again, when you're locating a hole, the best place to call it out is where you can see it as a whole, just like when you call out the size. Okay, and then you can use your other views to call out these linear dimensions. And typically you try to mix them up so the dimensions are around the part. I think I have everything there. So that's how you're going to create an orthographic for that object.